I was thinking about something this morning. It's a quote, and it says, "You can do anything that you set your mind to." And it just got me really thinking, like, but can we? And if we can, why don't we? Like, why isn't it just that easy to just like, oh, I'm going to set my mind to this and I'm going to do it? And why isn't it just that easy? And so I want you to think, what is it that you keep saying that you want to do? Is there something that you keep saying, like, I want to do this? This is my thing. Hey, Leah. And why do you want to do it? And what is your motivation? Like, what is the reason that you want to do that thing? And what is it that you want, that you keep on saying you want, but it just doesn't happen? And so what is the difference between the people that are out there in the world that, you know, they set their mind to something and they say they're going to do it and they kind of go through the motions, but they just don't get there? And the people that set their mind to it, do all of the things, and accomplish the thing. What is the difference between those two people? And the difference is the determination. Determination is the difference between the people that do the thing and the people that don't do the thing. Oh, I got lipstick on my teeth. Okay, I got a story that I want to share with you guys. About 6 or 7 years ago, I kind of had a realization moment. I was depressed. I was, having anxiety. I was miserable. I was just really unhappy. I was having fibromyalgia, was like full force. I could hardly get out of bed. It took everything that I had in me to like get out of bed and go to work and to just be a human. I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to get up and do a haircut. I was miserable to my husband, and we weren't married at the time, but it was just bad news bears. It was just not good. It was not good at all. And I still remember the day in our old house. It was our first house that we had together. I still remember the day when I had that realization moment that made me do something about it. And it had nothing to do with me. I remember that moment when I thought, I can hardly even stand being around myself. I cannot imagine what this is like for Keith. And I just had that moment of like, this is not fair to him. This isn't what he signed up for. Like, and that was it. That was my determination. Like, if I wasn't going to do it for me, that wasn't fair to him. And that's what made me decide. That was my why. That was my reason. And I thought for so long, like, this is just my life and this is just the way that it's going to be. But then that change had to happen when I had that moment, and I'll never forget it because it stuck so clearly in my mind. And what's interesting is that, like, determination is something that we can create. You don't have to be born with it. You don't have to have this, like, whatever. You can create that, and you can put together all the little ingredients to figure out what that determination is for you. And, like, here's what's really cool about it. So often we say that, do it for you, do it for you. And I know that I'm a big advocate of that too, doing things for yourself and doing things that make you happy. But what happens when that's not enough? Like, what happens when, like, you wanting it, like, is not enough of a reason for you to do it? Listen, dryer, ain't got time for you right now. You have to figure out what is going to motivate you. And if it's not yourself, then you need to figure out who is going to motivate you, or what the reason is for that. Is it going to be your spouse? Is it going to be your kids? Is it going to be your future or your family? And so you need to figure that out. And here are the kind of little ingredients that you can put together to figure out what your motivation is to accomplish whatever it is that you keep saying you want to do and keeps not getting done. What is your why? What is your reason for wanting to do that? And then you need to figure out, like, what's it going to take? and write it down. Like, what is it gonna take for you to get to that goal? So for example, oh, thanks for the love, whoever's giving me those little hearts on the side. For myself, it did not happen overnight. Like I said, that was 6 or 7 years ago. And it didn't happen overnight. I slowly started doing little things like trying to eat more vegetables, and I started going to a yoga class, and I just started like making those little changes, one thing at a time, getting my ass out of bed when I didn't feel like it. And eventually all of the things started changing. And like I said, it's not going to happen overnight, but you need to sit down and write down. So for my health and fitness people out there, or the people that want to be looking after themselves and that kind of thing, you need to sit down and say like, okay, well, what's standing in my way and what am I going to have to do? Am I going to have to get up early in the morning? Am I going to have supper a little bit later so that I can get my workout in? Am I going to have to not watch Netflix for 2 hours every day and take a little bit of time just to like meal prep and set myself up for the day? Write this stuff down. And the third thing that you need to have is your mindset and your motivation to know that you can do this, and that doesn't have to be perfect. And you need to tell yourself that success is your only option, and that is so powerful. And it doesn't matter if you fall on your face and you fall on your face and you fail, because you know that that's not a failure. That's just a bump in the road, and sometimes it might be a mountain in the road. But you can't fail. You need to tell yourself that, and you need to believe it. And it doesn't matter if it takes you 2 months to get to your goal or if it takes you 2 years. You can do it if you put your mind to it. And then you need to determine what is success for you. Because sometimes it's not something that's totally measurable. You need to write down, okay, how am I going to get to that point where I feel like I'm successful? And so whether that is on your fitness journey, if your jeans fit better, or you feel more confident, or you go into the change room and you're not pulling at your shirt because you feel uncomfortable, or you have energy, or you're sleeping, or whatever that means, you need to figure out what is accomplishment going to mean for you. And just know that there's not a finish line, and that's super cool. Hey, Caitlin, there's not a finish line. It's a journey, and you're gonna keep on going and keep on just like slowly working your way there. And that doesn't mean you might have little steps back. You might have like lay on the floor and hang out in the fetal position for a while. You might have a big setback, but that's just life. And that's realistic for us to know that those things are going to happen. But just know that you can't fail, because you have all of the ingredients to put together to figure out what your determination is. What is your why? What will it take? Know with your mindset that you can't fail, and what is measurable for you to have your success. And don't just think about it in your head. Sit down with a pen and a paper and write this shit down. Because when you write it down and you can see it and you can feel it, that is like oh my God, I just spit everywhere. That is one step closer to you being able to accomplish those goals, okay? So what is your why? Why are you doing it? And if it's not for you, who is it for? What is it gonna take? That's number 2. What things are you gonna have to do to make it happen, whatever it is for you? 3, your mindset. Believe in yourself and just know that you can do it. Know that you can do it. And number 4 is, what is success for you? What is that gonna look like, okay? And so I just thank you so much, first of all, for hopping on here. I'm about to go back to work for the first time after having like 2 weeks off, see if I still know how to cut hair. Thank you so much for hopping on here. And I just want you guys to know that you can do this, okay? Whatever it is that you want to do, you can do it, because you're amazing, okay? So if this was helpful for you, give me some little love up on the side. If you know someone that maybe they need to hear this, they need this motivation, you know someone that's struggling with something, hey Zoe, then tag them in this or send this their way, because sometimes it's really hard to believe in yourself, and sometimes you just need a little extra pump up to help you along your way. So I hope you guys have an amazing Wednesday.